Okay, Kurt, thank you very much. And there you saw today in Detroit at the NCAA Indoor Championship some of the men that you'll be seeing in the Summer Olympic Games in Mexico City, exclusively on ABC later in the year. Now to the fight situation. And if you weren't with us earlier to briefly scene set this for you, here's the situation. The World Boxing Association has been holding an elimination tournament to try to find a successor to Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali. That has gotten to the final round, and you'll see that final fight live and in color in prime evening time, 9:30 Eastern Time on Saturday, April 27th on ABC, except for the San Francisco area. However, one of the top contenders chose not to participate in that tournament. That was Joe Frazier. As a result of this and other developments, Frazier was matched with Buster Mathis on March 4th last week at the new Madison Square Garden in New York for the version of the championship to be recognized by New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, Maine, and later on Pennsylvania recognized the winner. Now, right now we're going to join the proceedings here. Just before the fight began, fight announcer Johnny Addy introducing the contestants.
Introducing from Grand Rapids, Michigan, he's wearing white trunks. He weighs 243 and a half. Buster Mathis. His opponent from Philadelphia, wearing red trunks. He weighs 204 and a half. Joe Frazier. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Good evening, Joe and Buster. This contest for the heavyweight championship of the world will be governed by the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. I will be here to enforce these rules. In the event of a knockdown, you must take an 8 count. 3 knockdowns in 1 round will automatically end the contest. You cannot be knocked out at the end of the round. You cannot be saved by the bell. Break when I tell you to break. Good luck to both of you.
Hey, did you see them eyeball one another while they were getting the instructions, trying to psych one another? How about that? Buster is the big guy, 243 and a half. Joe on the left, and here we go, Don.
Frazier figures to fight out of a crouch. Mathis, the bigger, is also the faster of the two. Frazier figures to go to the body. The scoring is in the same as in the middleweight championship bout, no change. Frazier, the little man on the attack, he's little, weighing 204 and a half. He's 5 feet 11 and a half. 6 feet 3 is Big Mathis. You notice that Mathis is almost cat-like in his movements despite his big weight. Frazier's best punch is his left hook. Mathis has a jab, a fair hook, a good right hand. A heavyweight championship on the line. Frazier smiled there for a moment. Referee Arthur McCanty gets them apart. Obviously, neither is afraid of the other. Frazier is giving away 3.5 inches in reach. A fine countering right hand by Mathis. Mathis is the underdog and is doing very well in round 1. Mathis again coming off the ropes with a good counter. Frazier has always been able to hit. There's the bell ending round one.
Almost 20 years ago, Andy Granatelli drove here at the Indianapolis 500. At a more recent 500, Andy Granatelli created a machine and a revolution with the STP turbine car. The man who heads up the STP division of Studebaker knows racing and cars.
Most of the drivers here at the 500 use STP oil treatment. It's the best method known of cutting friction.
At Indy, 3 out of 4 drivers have STP on their side. STP is the racer's edge.
STP works great in your family car, same as it does here at the Speedway.
STP keeps any car, old or new, running smoother, cooler, quieter, longer. Have your service station crew add STP to your oil.
STP is the racer's edge.
Now we're going to go back to our videotape coverage of the Frazier-Mathis fight. And by the way, if you're watching in color and one camera seems to be in black and white, don't worry about your set. One camera, the handheld for tight close-ups, was used as a black and white camera. So right now we're going to go back to our coverage, as I said, of the fight between Buster Mathis and Joe Frazier. The commentators, Don Dunphy and Win Elliott.
Round two it is, Win. The light trunks being worn by Big Buster Mathis. The darker trunks by Joe Frazier. Frazier's coming in like Dempsey and Marciano here. He was almost bowled over by Mathis' weight. Quite a battle, isn't it, between the big boys? Frazier's best, the left hook. He'll throw it in succession sometimes. Two minutes left in round two. Despite his bulk, Mathis is a fine defensive fighter. Somewhere along the line, we may get a shot of Mathis' footwork. It's beautiful to watch. Mathis will try to stay out in the open as much as possible. You hear them grunt when they throw those punches? Arthur Mercanti, a very fine referee, as was Johnny Lobianco in the previous bout. There's a trickle of blood from the nose of Buster Mathis.
Slits, please. Sir. Bartender, Schlitz. Could I have a Schlitz? Warren's Tavern.
There's just one Schlitz, yeah, yeah, nothing else comes near. When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
What makes Schlitz irreplaceable? Taste it. This is the most carefully brewed beer in the world. It takes 1,174 careful brewing steps to create that special taste. Real gusto in the great light beer.
If you like it light with a big taste too, there's only one brew that will do. When you're out of Schlitz,
Call for help.
you're out of beer. Real gusto in the great light beer Schlitz.
The beer that made Milwaukee famous.
See the FBI tomorrow night on ABC.
Round 3, scheduled for 15 for the heavyweight championship. Mathis coming in with good left hooks. Frazier likes to keep the pressure on. Something has got to give. This pace is much too fast for heavyweights to carry very long. Mathis has become a very fine boxer. Frazier is trying not to give Mathis much of the ring. Every time Frazier gets set, there's that left hook by Mathis in his face. Because he got caught off balance. He got fooled by Mathis. That was perfectly legal what Mathis did, and Frazier smiled in acknowledgement. Missing a punch often takes more out of you than landing one, and both are missing well. And often. Half a minute left in this round.
Hiya, friend. Great morning for golf, eh, friend?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this one of those new Cougar XR7s you got here?
That's right.
Cougar. The big cat. Let's see you do its eyes.
Oh, the headlamp? Sure.
Cougar eyes, hide by day, shine by night. Say, that's what I call a real neat-looking cockpit. Buckets, tack, stick, toggle switches. This stuff is all standard, huh?
That's right.
The V8 is standard, too?
Yeah.
Well, this Cougar's really got it, eh? Say, you new around here.
Well,
Oh, that's, okay, friend. You can play with me. I'd better warn you. I'm pretty good at this game. Maybe I can give you a few pointers.
Mercury Cougar. Pound for pound, dollar for dollar, the best equipped luxury sports car in America.
Things slowed down a bit in round 4 of the Frazier-Mathis bout. Remember, both of these men were undefeated going into the fight. Buster Mathis had won 23 in a row. Joe Frazier had won 19 in a row, 17 of which had been by knockouts. Now back to Don Dunphy for round 5.
At the end of the last round, Mathis was really bothered and annoyed by the bleeding from his nose. If he swallows any quantity of that blood, he's going to be in real trouble. Frazier with a little head work. There's the bleeding again from Mathis' nose. And Mathis may be getting a little gun shy, but he's still dangerous. Frazier seems to be cutting him down little by little. McCanny having a time getting them apart. Frazier smiling again. All I can say is he's got some sense of humor. Mathis is not controlling the fight as he did in the first 3 rounds. At the moment, Frazier is in charge. Frazier ran into a good one that time when he got cute. Mathis is making most of the clinches now. Frazier is the aggressor, and that means points in New York scoring. Half a minute to go in this round. Both boys undefeated. First time undefeated men have fought for the heavyweight championship.
Who says men don't care about their hair? You care about your hair, so don't smear grease on it. Spread Vitalis through it. Vitalis has no grease. It spreads easily, evenly through all your hair to keep it looking fresh and clean, not stiff or sticky. Vitalis has no grease. Liquid or concentrate.
Are you old enough to vote? Oh, you mean Vote toothpaste. Use it all the time. See how white? I like having a toothpaste kids don't like.
New Vote toothpaste with the taste kids can't appreciate.
They're getting too much power anyway.
Round 6 it is. Mathis backing to the ropes. Frazier keeping on relentless pressure. Frazier has turned Mathis into a completely defensive fighter who is relying on counterpunching now. With heavyweights, however, anything can happen. Mathis, full of fight, gave Frazier a rocking that time. Mathis turned the fight around. Frazier only knows one way to fight, and that's to bore in. Just when Frazier seemed to be cutting Mathis down, Big Buster turned everything around. I guess you can hear those punches. Half a minute to go in this round. Mathis not bleeding from the nose at the moment. He is not. Mathis scoring heavily.
We're going to have some fun with this Shell customer. That dealer is really an actor. He's going to say bad things about Super Shell while hidden cameras film them. Let's watch.
You know, this is the most overrated gasoline in the whole business.
Really? I don't think it should be knocked.
Well, don't tell the boss. Why shouldn't it be knocked? Because you don't know anything about it. I work. This is my business.
Yeah, but I've used it for a long time. Maybe I don't know anything about it except that I've used it and it works. But I think I get good mileage. You know what other people tell me they get. So I figure I get good mileage.
You know, they're pumping that stuff in here, and it's what does it say there?
It means platform aid. For good mileage, it says.
Now, what's platform aid?
I've seen it advertised, that's all. I'm no chemist. I don't know what it is. I've checked it out, and I get good mileage.
So do a lot of people, Mr. Hubner. Get Super Shell, good mileage gasoline, where you see this sign.
Round 7 it is. Frazier has gone 10 rounds on 3 occasions. Frazier trying to get beyond that long reach advantage of Mathis. both covered up pretty well in there. Mathis comes out of those clinches and catches Frazier unawares. Buster may have been hurt in there. He's staying in too close. No knockdown. No knockdown. Mathis covers up pretty well with his gloves in front of his face and his elbows in front of his body. Less than a minute to go in this round. Well, Mathis was rocked.
So it was at the end of the 7th round in this fight. Mathis appeared to be stung by a left hand at the end, but now here in slow motion is the slip of Frazier earlier in the round. See exactly how it occurred right now. Frazier with his back to you, in the red trunks if you're watching in color. Fighting at close quarters. You see in just a moment, there goes Frazier, off balance, missing with the punch, and now falling before Mathis was anywhere near him as that left hand went past and never even touched Joe Frazier. So quite obviously, it was a slip. The slip in round 7 of the Buster Mathis-Joe Frazier fight at the new Madison Square Garden in New York on March 4th. We're bringing it to you on videotape today on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Now let's take a look at that left hand late in the round. Watch the left hand of Frazier. This is the one that stung Mathis, hurt him. Not that one. Not that one. Right there. And you saw Mathis back up, give ground, and apparently he was stunned by that blow. That was the story then on round 7. Let's move on now to round 8 and the commentary again of Don Dunphy.
Frazier keeping on relentless pressure, although Mathis has more than given a good account of himself. He's wrapped his arms around the gloves of Frazier now. Frazier smiling again. By Frazier might be costly for Mathis. good fight, hasn't it? One of these times, something's going to go in one of these exchanges. Those are hard hooks and jabs. Frazier's finally reaching Mathis with a straight left hand on the chin. Right above us here in the neutral corner. Frazier is grunting with every punch he throws. Mathis would like room, but he's not getting it. Half a minute to go in the round. After making Mathis miss.
Balanced blade. That's what L&M Golden Hundreds have. Balanced blade. That's what L&M Golden Hundreds have. L&M's balanced blend gives good taste from end to end. Balanced blend. That's what L&M Golden Hundreds have.
New L&M Golden Hundreds. The 100mm cigarette that gives you the same good taste from end to end. Because L&M Golden Hundreds are a balanced blend of quality tobaccos. For good taste, from first puff to last, new L&M Golden Hundreds.
L&M's balanced blend gives good taste from end to end. Balanced blend. That's what L&M Golden Hundreds have.
In round 9, Joe Frazier seemed to continue the wearing down process on Big Buster Mathis. Mathis had never gone this far before, but there was no particular damage. So we're going to move on to round 10 now, and Don Dunphy.
Round 10 it is. Buster Mathis, white trunks. He was really tagged that time. Mathis' white trunks are pretty red from his own blood. From the nose. Frazier is just winding up and sending them in. Mathis is game. He's fighting back. Now Frazier is finding Mathis with jabs, which was unheard of in the early rounds when Mathis had the spring in his legs. Frazier just said to Mathis, come on. I just remembered why Frazier is enjoying this so much. is getting $175,000 for it. Mathis is getting 75. Half a minute left in round 10. Mathis, Frazier the aggressor. Mathis making the clinches.
We're going to move very quickly to round 11 now, but just before we do, a quick reminder that next week on Wide World, the World Ski Flying Championships from Austria, World Ice Dancing Championships from Switzerland, and the World Snowmobiles from Wisconsin. Now back to round 11 and Don Dunphy.
As you remarked, Mathis had gone into the 7th round when he KO'd Roberto Davila, and Frazier had gone 10 rounds 3 times. Twice to decision wins and once to a knockout win. So they are both on new ground. But the fight has taken on a one-sided aspect, with Frazier the aggressor and scoring heavily. But Mathis ever dangerous. And both boys being pretty wild on occasion. They have thrown an awful lot of punches for heavyweights. Frazier made a face at Mathis that time. The inevitable blood coming from Mathis' nose. The action in Mathis' corner, Frazier won't let his man out. Could be it, I don't know. 7, 8, 9. And the referee is going to stop the fight. Arthur McCanty, the referee, is stopping the fight. And Joe Frazier is the new heavyweight champion. I'm going to try to get Joe to the microphone. When?
Okay, Don, and it came with lightning-like suddenness to coin a new phrase. It was directly opposite. I saw on the far side of the ring. It was a looping overhand right. It seemed to me it caught Mathis on at least on the side of the jaw, and he went away from us. Both their bodies were directly in front of us, so I didn't get a good clean shot at him, but evidently Joe did. Now let's listen to Johnny Eddy.
The time, 2 minutes and 33 seconds of the 11th round. Winner and recognized as the heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Frazier.
Let's take a look now, first of all, at normal speed at the knockout. Big Mathis, lumbering by now, very tired, bleeding from the nose in the white trunks. Watch Frazier's left hand, as there it was, quickly, difficult to see. because the left hand was partly obscured by his own body. But Buster Mathis was down, and you can see as he rises what an utterly defeated fellow he was, at least at that moment, and a discouraged man as he puts his hand on the rope and then leans on it. Now in slow motion, that same moment, let's see if we can see it any better. Again, that's Buster with his back to you. Joe Frazier, who's going to be the winner of this fight. In just a matter of moments from this point in the action, on the left, in the red trunks, and watch for a left hand. As the referee moves away, I believe it's coming right in here, there. And down he goes. That's the way it happened. And now let's go to the interview with the winner, and in the ring, Don Dunphy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Being the new heavyweight champion, crowned in the new Madison Square Garden.
Well, believe me, I got a real tough fight from Mathis. He improved a little more. He come up a lot more than he usually do.
Listen, what were you saying to him during the fight, Joe?
I said, he said, somebody in the audience hall said 9. I said 8-10.
I think that was Jose Torres
Somebody telling him said 9. I said 10-11.
Listen, you say he surprised you with a tough fight.
Yeah, well, I thought maybe he would move a lot, but he really didn't.
I want to ask Joe, do you think Mathis won a couple of the early rounds?
No.
You don't?
I don't think he won none of the rounds.
None at all, huh?
None at all. I took them all from him. Well, now you really know who was the greatest when I went to the Olympics now.
No question about it now. Here's Yancey Durham, the very fine manager of Joe Frazier, who has guided him, I would say perfectly, to the heavyweight championship. Yank, what are your plans now?
Well, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to rest. They want me to say right away we want to fight this guy and that guy, but we've been out here working for the last 7 weeks, and I think yours is entitled to a vacation.
Oh, sure he is.
I'll be out for a while.
Do you have any plans for anyone in particular?
No, I do not, no.
I see.
We're only going to rest.
That's the way it was then when Joe Frazier defeated Buster Mathis on March 4th at the new Madison Square Garden in New York and became recognized as the heavyweight champion in the states of New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, and Maine. Since then, Pennsylvania has chimed in and also recognized him as the champ. The next chapter in the continuing heavyweight story, then, will be exclusively on ABC, live and in color except for the San Francisco area, on Saturday night, April 27th. That will be when Jerry Quarry meets Jimmy Ellis for the World Boxing Association recognition as the heavyweight champion of the world. What happens after that? Well, obviously, the speculation in the fight business is that the two winners, that Frazier and the winner of the fight between Quarry and Ellis, might well meet, but of course there's nothing concrete on that front. That will wait until after the fight, live, remember, on ABC on Saturday night, April 27th. What about next week on ABC's Wide World of Sports? Well, let's take a quick look forward. As I mentioned very briefly just a couple of minutes ago, we will be seeing from Mitterndorf, Austria, a little tiny farming village in Austria where we've been a couple of times before, the World Ski Flying Championship. This is a wild one. That's a look at the hill on which distances of more than 475 feet have been reached. They go about 80 miles an hour when they take off. That's the World Ski Flying Championships. Next week on Wide World, as you can see, they don't always make it. In addition, from Geneva, Switzerland, we'll be seeing the World Ice Dancing Championships, a beautiful sport with teams from around the world, including the young Americans, Judy Schwomeyer and James Slodky, trying against the British world champions, Diane Towler and Bernard Ford. That's the World Ice Dancing Championships. And here's one we've never even seen on Wide World before, and that's really something, you know. World Snowmobile Championships from Eagle River, Wisconsin. Oval track racing and cross-country, speeds of 60 miles an hour, and this is a new one that I suspect we'll be seeing more than once on ABC's Wide World of Sports. That's next week on Wide World, but there's one other thing. We've just received word within the last few hours that in Norway today, a young American named Johnny Bauer did the impossible. He beat the Norwegians at their own sport, combined cross-country ski racing and jumping. He won the Holmenkollen. No American's ever done it before, and we will have a special report on Johnny Bauer's tremendous achievement. This is almost as if the Russians would send a baseball team over here and win the World Series. So obviously we'll have to have something on John Bauer next week. This is Jim McKay saying so long. The executive producer of ABC's Wide World of Sports is Roone Arledge. The NCAA track meet was produced by Ned Steckel and directed by Andy Sedaris. Frazier Mathis fight coverage produced for ABC by Jim Spence. Associate directors Lou Frederick, Larry Cam, Ronald Hawkins, and Bernie Hoffman. The technical director in Detroit, Robert Bernthal. Remember then, next week on ABC's Wide World of Sports, the International Ski Flying Championships, the World Ice Dancing Championship from Switzerland, and the World Snowmobile Championship from Wisconsin. Now, this is Jim McKay saying so long until next week. Portions of today's program were pre-recorded. Air travel arrangements for ABC's Wide World of Sports made through United Airlines, who also furnished promotional consideration.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This has been ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Brought to you by new L&M Golden 100s, the 100mm cigarette with perfectly balanced flavor. By 100% greaseless Vitalis, now available in a concentrated form, too. Both keep your hair neat without grease. And by your Mercury dealer, home of the 1968 Mercury, Mercury Cougar and the all-new Mercury Montego. Better idea cars from the makers of Lincoln Continental.
Meet John Steed's devastating new female partner when the Avengers battle a traitor within their organization, a traitor capable of destroying the memories of his adversaries. That's The Avengers, Wednesday, here on ABC.